Okay guys, we back, welcome back, my name is Eric, we back with another video. I haven't posted in a while, and I honestly forgot why I haven't, but that's because I was just so focused with school. But, speaking about school, today we are going to be ranking school subjects on a tier list, and we're going to be putting them up on screen at times. So, I'm going to play Piggy as I do this. Also, shout out to Elba Samty, my friend, for making that edit of me. That was a sick edit, man. I'm going to try and make an edit for him eventually, but I'm still taking my time trying to learn editing. And eventually I'll be an editing master like him. But anyways, we're going to start by ranking one of my favorite all-time classes. But after the one I had on like Monday or Tuesday, I just honestly kind of hated it. That one is gym/PE/physical education. So, gym class, the point of gym class is learning how to exercise, how to get healthier, and having fun. So, for example, when it comes to gym is one of those classes that has you throwing dodgeballs. Hold on, be right back, guys. Will you be right back? Anyway, sorry about that, but gym is a fun class in my opinion. But here's the thing that ruined it. A couple of days ago on Tuesday when I had gym class, the worst thing in gym happened. After we played our warm-up game, which was my all-time favorite warm-up game for gym, I was pretty happy until our coach said we were going to play volleyball again. But this volleyball was different. This was the volleyball game we had to play that involved where we had to actually throw the volleyball to people instead of trying to catch it ourselves. Now, the reason I hated that volleyball was because I had two of the people I hate in my class, the teacher's pet and the tryhard. And you already know who the teacher's pet is. It's the person who acts like you're doing something wrong, but when they do something wrong and they're called out for it, they make up an excuse saying that what they did wasn't even wrong. And the tryhard, they just put too much work into something that doesn't even require it, and they get upset over the tiniest things. Anyways, add the tryhard and the teacher's pet on my team, and the teacher's pet is the bossy kid. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to spoil people's names, but still, I'm getting mad after saying this. And then after that, the teacher's pet, what he did was he literally decided this. He decided he was going to tell people what to do. And even though he was the smartest person and even though he had the best grades and he was on our team, I still despised of him. Anyways, then after that, the teacher's pet, he just decided this. He was going to tell people to do, obviously, and then once he started telling us what to do, he literally said to me, "Eric, go behind me." He kept saying spread out. We were trying to, me and my friends were trying to spread out, but we couldn't. We just could not spread out at all, guys, and he was telling me what I should do to play the game. Like, bro, this is not the Olympics, it's just gym. Like, chill. Alright, fine. I'll just say the name, and I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna say any last or middle names, obviously, or nicknames, but his name's Tucker. Tucker was telling us what to do, and he was trying to rotate us. And after that, I basically wasn't even playing because I wasn't catching the ball like everyone else. And then when the tryhard lost, he blamed me for it, even though, he blamed my friends and me for not helping. But that was and the tryhard's name is Carter. Carter was just being a tryhard. Yeah, I think you already heard his name from a previous video. But, yeah, Carter was just being a tryhard, and then when we lost, he got mad and blamed us for it, even though Tucker, his friend, made us move, and Carter positioned us too. So yeah, if you love gym class and there's a teacher's pet and a tryhard on your team, just to let you know that you're cooked, because they'll tell you what to do and they'll humiliate you when they have to help you, or they'll straight up humiliate you in any way. So you can't just tell me what to do and expect me to listen to you, because you're not the teacher. You're not the boss of me. I get to choose what I do. So yeah, to teachers, pets, and tryhards and gym, just chill, okay? You don't need to direct people. You don't need to tell them what's right and what's wrong. You don't, okay? That's not your job. It's the teacher's job, okay? So because of that, gym is going S tier, but if we have a teacher's pet or a tryhard or both on our team, it's going B. Because you can't ruin a perfectly good class that I actually enjoy. So, to Carter and Tucker, just to let you guys know, just take it lightly. It's just a game. It's not the Olympics. It's not the finals, alright? Take it, just don't take it seriously. It's just a game. Anyways, let's move on to the next subject. Alright, this class is one I recently started. So, now we have science class. So, science class is one I recently started. We were supposed to do science class on January 22nd when we began quarter 3 in our school, but my math teacher, who actually teaches science too, his class needed to finish science because they still hadn't taken their animal adaptions test. So yeah, they had to take it, and there was too many snow days. So on the 29th we had science class. In reality, we were supposed to have it a week earlier, but his class needed to finish up science before we could do science. After that, then we switched. His class did social studies / history with my teacher, and we did science with our math teacher, since again, he teaches math and science. Anyways, the point of science class is learning about the world and how we interact with it, including stuff like physics, biology, chemistry, plate tectonics, health and all that. Yeah. Science is an interesting class because you'll get to learn about things cool, and you'll get to do too many fun experiments and activities. It is similar to social studies / history class, but in my opinion, I find science more interesting and cool. Because you could literally do so much in science. Like on Wednesday, we're doing the human machine test in science. If you don't know what the human machine is, it's just how the body functions and develops, which is honestly really interesting. On Thursday, we're going to begin learning about the birth of rocks, which I'm excited for, because that sounds very interesting. But science class is very difficult. I have a D in science on my page for science on Canvas, but science is a really interesting class, and there's too many fun and iconic experiments about science. So with that, science class is going in S tier, because science has you doing a lot of creative things, and it teaches you that no matter what, the world allows you to do whatever you want, pretty much, as long as you experiment with it and tell us and ask the question, how does the world work? So with that, science needs to go in S tier. It's just too cool. Anyways, next class we're doing is math / mathematics. The point of math class is learning about things like logic and learning about counting, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, and so much more. Math may be seen as useless, but here's the thing. Math class is actually pretty fun in my opinion, because my math teacher, Mr. R, I don't want to say his name, because I'm not going to spoil any teachers' names in this video. Mr. R, he makes math something you actually consider wanting to learn. Math may be useless, but we actually use math for cooking, budgeting, saving, and buying stuff. So in reality, if you think math is useless, truth is math is actually pretty useful. And I'm not a teacher's pet. I actually do like math, because my math teacher, he's actually a funny guy, and he actually makes math fun and actually something you want to learn about. My friend, she hates math, but I don't care about her opinion. I love math. But when it came to under 3rd grade, math honestly sucked. Because my math teachers were horrible, but now my math teacher, Mr. R, he actually makes math something I'm gonna want to learn. Math is difficult, and as of right now in math, we're learning about fractions. I'm in 4th grade, so we're learning about equivalent fractions. And and it's pretty difficult, but overall, math is going in A tier. Why not S, like science and gym? Because, well, they actually have you doing more interesting and cool and fun stuff. But still, math is really fun. The only point I have to take off for math is how difficult it is. Because people can hate it. I don't blame you if you hate it. It's just that I won't agree because I love math personally. Anyways, next class we are doing is going to be ELA class / language arts / English language arts / reading / writing / English. Whatever you call it. But anyways, I'm just going to call it ELA. The point of ELA is learning about how to read, write, speak, achieve literacy, and learn different languages. It's pretty much the most important class, but it's very boring, and plus, in my school, it's a bit more difficult than you think. It's not as difficult as math or art, which we'll get to later, but it's difficult, alright? So, yeah. I don't have much to say about ELA, but yeah. ELA is too boring, and plus, my ELA teacher, she is just not nice. So, I have to put ELA, we're getting the first C tier. ELA is an easy class for me, but when it comes to doing assignments like essays, yes, after 3rd grade you'll begin doing essays in my school. It just honestly sucks. That's it. ELA is not my favorite. I only like it because I get good grades in it, and fun fact, I'm gonna be making Principal's Award next week, and I'm excited. / Principal's List. So yeah, I'm excited because I never made honor roll, Principal's Award, Student of the Month, nothing like that, but I'm gonna be making it. Anyways, let's move on to the next subject. Next subject is social studies. Social studies / history. The point of social studies is learning about things like history, economics, civics, and geography. Social studies is similar to science, and people compare it often, but it's more boring, but it is easier than science. So, like, in social studies, the last thing we learned about is slavery and William Penn and all that. Social studies wasn't that fun, but I liked it more than ELA. It was just only 45 minutes, while ELA was 90. So, with that, social studies, I'm gonna have to put it in B. I liked social studies, but it just was not my most favorite subject, and it could have been way better. But other than that, I find social studies a cool class. Just not as cool as science, okay? But anyways, and I have the same social studies teacher as I do for ELA, so, yeah. That's just how it is. Anyways, next one, we're finally going out of our 4 core subjects. So, our 4 core subjects for this video. So we're gonna move on to Encore. Encore is classes besides ELA, mathematics, science, and history / social studies. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna do this one's gonna be health class. So in health class, you'll learn about human health and learn about physical and mental health. It's similar to gym class, and you would typically learn about stuff like nutrition, the body, human body science and health science, and you would be also learning about psychology. Health class is pretty much the easiest class besides social studies, in my opinion, because, health class, all you have to do is just listen. The class is boring on its own, though, unless you do something fun, which we've never done something fun. The most fun in health class we ever had was 2nd grade, where we did a Kahoot, which was pretty fun, but health class gets a B. It's just not my favorite. So yeah, there's not much to say for health. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next class. The next one is art. The point of art class is learning about stuff like how to make sculptures, how to draw, how to paint, how to make visual and cool art. Art, you're doing something creative just like science and ELA. While it isn't as creative, cool, or interesting like science, it still teaches us that creativity has no limits and that creativity matters, and that no matter how much people tell us that that art is useless, art is useful because it helps us understand ourselves better and what we believe or like. So, with that, even though art is is the second most difficult class besides math and science in my opinion, art is creative and I like it. So art's going in A tier because it teaches you that creativity has no limits and you should always try your best, because no matter what in art, you'll be learning about things that'll teach you that no matter what you get to do, you get to be creative, because creativity is one of the things that comes first in life. I think that's pretty much it. I should probably check my thing, because I don't know if that's fully it. So you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna check my... Looks like it's not the final one. Yes, I use AI to generate some of these pictures, but now we have music / band / orchestra / choir, whatever you call it. I'm just gonna call it music. I do band now, but anyways, the point of music class is learning about playing instruments, singing, creativity. Is just as creative as art and science. And it teaches you that again, creativity has no limits and you can be as creative as you want. So yeah, music, and plus my music teacher, he's amazing. He's actually an amazing band teacher. Music's going in S tier. There's just nothing to say about it. And that's the whole tier list. If you want me to rank more things, then make sure to like and subscribe. Anyways, have a good day.